Hey everyone, it's Sam here. Thank you for watching. So today I'm going to show you how to make this 3D display box card using my new collection. This is for my friend's little boy who will be turning 5 this year. So I've got the sentiment to have a bug-tastic birthday. I've added lights into this one. I've also used my wood grain embossing folder, which you'll see later. So I thought it's like looking inside a tree trunk and you can see the bugs there. You've got the magnifying glass, or you can just have it as a specimen box. It's entirely up to you. You've got all your wood grain detail on the side there, and then inside you've got the battery pack, but you can completely close off the base as well, and I'll be talking through all of those bits in the video. The display die itself can be used for any theme, and I've got lots of different cards, and I'll share the playlist up here so you can see all the different versions, but it works really well with anything you have in your stash. So let me show you how to make it. So in the main set, you want to cut yourself. I'm using craft card and I've already inked this all up using some brown distressed inks just on the edges there, but you want to cut 3 of the main shark's tooth or crocodile tooth die here. So you've got all those triangles. You want to cut 3 of them, and then I've cut 3 of the layer here, and then I use the embossing folder. I mean, there's a slight join there, but by the time it's all wrapped around, and if you're going to decorate the sides as well, you're not going to notice, but I just thought it gives it a really cool effect. So I just sat the folder, you know, across one portion, just picked a design, ran that through my machine, and then just moved it along and then passed it through again. So do that on, oh, I've done it on 2, or maybe I do need 3 of the pieces. Oh no, because I'm not going to do the bottom bit. Anyway, as many pieces as you want to cover this, okay, these parts here. And then I've cut the base pieces here. So 1 of this one, okay, that's to close off the base. And then 2 of the largest semi-oval shape there. And then for the front, I've used the red card to cut the middle, and then the smallest one I've cut the white, and I've stamped "Have a Bug-tastic Birthday" on that one. And then the idea is I think I'm going to have the 5 kind of like that, and then maybe some other bugs there. Oh no, because then the handle of the magnifying glass is going to be kind of there. And then for the actual display area, so I've cut myself in the brown the largest circle, and this is for the very back of the card, right? This is the inside back of it. I've then cut the next size down with the stitch detail in white. That's going to be the back where I'm going to write my message. So I've already stamped bugs and kisses and stuck those 2 together. So that's the back. This is going to be inside the card. I've then cut the wood grain slice in that same larger one. So that's going to be inside. All the teeth are going to be between these layers, but that's what you're going to see. And then the idea is that the bugs are going to be floating above on some acetate. And then using the floral additions here inside, I've cut the largest one and then the small circle to create my silver ring. Then I've cut that twice, once in silver and once in white, and I've stuck them together so it's nice and strong. And then using this circle from the additions with the largest from the set, I've created this ring here. So this is going to be underneath. This is the platform here to stick this piece on. It's all going to make sense in a minute, but I'm just talking through. But you want your aperture, your opening to be the same, which is why you want to use the circle from the additions there. So first of all, I want to take this one here, and I want to take 2 of these pieces, and we're going to join them together. You can do them separately if you want, but I do think it's easier to have one long piece. So I'm just going to use my quick grab glue and just run that along the bottom there, and then just stick those together. And then you'll see at the end where you've got just the plain edge, no tab, there will be a little arrow on, it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, on the 7th little tooth, let's say, from the end there, but there's a little arrow either end. You want to cut across, so just above where the arrow is pointing. Okay, now when we put this together, that ring shape is the size of this here. Again, if you want to join this and stick it all down like so, you can do, but I'm going to do it like this so I can add the glue as I go. But, you know, play around because everyone's going to have a different way. So I'm going to start with this end here where I haven't got the tab, and I'm just going to run my glue, just a little bead on each one. Now I would say if this is the first time you've made this kind of style, just practice on some scrap card first, just so you can get used to this. If you want, you could run red tape all the way along. Doesn't matter if it's, you know, comes through the gaps here. It's all going to be inside the card. Run just tape along and then peel the backing off and work around with that. So work with an adhesive you like. I do like the quick grab glue here. And then I'm not too worried because I mean I've got the sentiment, so I'll probably start my joins on the sides here. I just want to add, I forgot to do that. Just add a little curve into the card there. It's going to make a big difference and help you wrap that around. Right. So just stick that one down. Craft card is a lot more absorbent than normal cards, so I'm hoping this is going to be enough. Now just start off and just push it out. If you look to the side here, you'll be able to see how far out you can push, and you'll start to get that circular shape. And because I've used the quick grab glue, it all comes together fast. Use my bone folder there just to really make sure that's all secure. Okay, and then if you just open it up from this side, you can then add some more glue, and again just working that around. I like to get it tacked in place and then work from this position. I just find it a bit easier and you have a lot more control. Okay, and just repeat that until you've got to the end. And then I'm just going to add a little bit of glue just on that last bit. I'm just going to add it right into the circle there, and then just add some glue on the tab there, and you'll see it all lines up perfectly. Next, we want to add this one here. So it's going to go inside. It's going to be snug, but you want to push it. I don't want to push it too far down until I've added the glue. But once that's in there, it's going to completely hide all of the little teeth. So I just want to pop that back out again. I'm going to use my construction glue and just go all over all of the teeth so I know that they're really secure. And then I can just feed that back in again. And then if you, again, take a bone folder or something that you can get in there, make sure you push it right up to the edges and just work it all the way in. Okay, so that's all in place. Next, I just want to snip just the little tips off of these, just so they don't point out. So just go around, just taking off the ends there, and then just do a test with this one here. When you stick that down, you just don't want to see the little bit sticking out. So now I'm going to add this one. Now I'm going to do it slightly different. I'm going to add this one because this is going to be better for me to add cardstock to the teeth than acetate to the teeth. So I'm going to add this little frame down. Then I'm going to run, then I'm going to stick the acetate on top of this. So what I might do actually is do that before I attach it to this. So I'm going to stick the acetate ring on top of this. So I've cut this using the original largest circle that I used to cut this one, but I'm going to stick this on top. I'm then going to stick my bugs with some foam, and then I'm going to add acetate to the back of this so it looks like they're flying around, they're lifted. So let's use some double-sided tape, and I'm just going to run this all around this one first. Doesn't matter if it all crinkles up because it will flatten out once we take the release paper off. Okay, now if you want to add anything more in here, like a shaker element or something like that, you want to do it before, you know, you seal it off. I'm going to keep this one just plain. I just want that wood grain background, but I've got other shaker ones on the channel to show you. And then I've already cleaned my acetate, just used a little bit of rubbing alcohol and some paper towel. So make sure that's got no marks on it, and then just start from, just pick a kind of side and then just lay that one down. Make sure that's nice and secure. Now I can stick this onto this. I just think it's easier to do it once that acetate's on. So you see what I mean? You've got all of that lovely space inside. So I could have the 5 really lifted up, but then they are going to be, no, we'll keep it as I intended. I'm going to add my quick grab glue all onto this ring. It's quicker just to add it onto the ring and then stick it onto the teeth than adding it onto each of those individual. And then just get it kind of tacked into place. You'll be able to apply a little bit of pressure. Okay, so that's all secure. Next, I'm just going to give that one more little spray and just make sure there's definitely no marks on there. Okay, now look away if you don't like spiders, because I've got a spider here. I've got a ladybug, and I've got all of the bugs from the set there. And I just want to arrange them like so, and that's going to be lifted. So I'm going to pop them all up on a little bit of foam and just place and stick them all down as I've got them there. Okay, so they're all stuck down, and I've also just added a strip of foam around the edge here. Mine's a clear silicone foam, but any foam, you know, strips will be fine. And then I've got my other piece of acetate here, just make sure it's clean, and then again just sit that one over the top. So now they're sandwiched between the 2 layers of the acetate, and they just look like they're kind of floating and flying around. And now I can stick that one over the top. You don't have to add the acetate on top, you could just put that straight down, but I just liked, you know, with a magnifying glass you've got that plastic on the top so you can't touch them, or it might be a bug box. Okay, so I've just added some double-sided tape around the top there, but I just want to get the handle added before I forget. So just pop some tape on the end there, and then I'm just going to have it like so. And then take the backing off of this one. And then decide which way you want it to be. I've got my joins there, so I've got them either side. And then just place that one down. So to bring it closer. I want the handle further down. So you could stick this on at the very end. You could stick this on even, you know, once we've added the base, which some of you might want to do. Okay, so leave that to one side. Next you want to take your other one of these and these 2, and again you want to cut off just above where the arrow is. You can probably see it a little bit closer there. So there's a little arrow. It's always at the end where you've got no tab, and you're just cutting above it across to the other side. You might want to just take a little smidge like so, just so you do hit the bottoms of them there. Okay, now this will now fit across the arch of this piece here, and you're going to stick it exactly the same way. So I'm just going to add my glue, and then take one of these. I'm going to start with the tab end, because that just helps me, because that's going to fold under like this. So if you just kind of use that as a guide. Again, looking from the outside, just make sure that when you fold this tab in, it's running, you know, parallel with that. And then just keep bringing them round. And then you want to stick this one over the top. So again, I'm just going to add my glue. So once I add this, if you wanted to, you could cut the tab off and just keep it open. This is to, I guess, give it more structure, but also if you're adding a battery pack, this hides it, but also allows, you know, whoever to access it as well, to turn it on and off. So it's entirely up to you. Some people might want to add maybe a bit of a weight inside, maybe some sand or something. Like so, but it should, you can see there, stands up really nicely. Okay, so I wasn't going to add lights to this one, but I think it's quite handy to see how you can still add them at a later stage. Now, when I originally designed this, I had a hole punch on these long strip pieces, but for those that maybe didn't want to then have lights in them, or if you want to turn it into shakers and stuff, then you would have this hole and you'd have to cover it. So I thought it was easier for you to add the hole yourself. You've all got hole punches, plus you might want to do something, you know, a bit more decorative with this. You might want to have the lights kind of weaving in and out of the sides. I don't know, we just decided not to add them and instead use a hole punch or just a poker tool, as I'm going to show. So what I'm going to do first is I just want to get this base secured, so I'm going to just use my glue along this tab here and then just attach this end here, and then those tabs will go either side like that, and then that tab at the end, and it will all slot inside like so. So they can access the batteries, but they're also hidden as well. But if you want to seal that off completely, like I said, maybe add some sand or something weighted in there, then you just add glue around the sides there and on the end, and you can see how you can hold that all in place. So I want to add a hole right in the middle here, so I'm just going to carefully just and just make that a little bit bigger. You're not going to see any of this, it's all going to get hidden. You just want it to be big enough for your rice lights to feed through. I know I'm going to do them the other way, but yeah, that's fine. And then I'm going to have this about there, so I want to have my other hole. Again, you want to get them kind of, they're lined up. Oh, I've just done two. Again, it doesn't matter, you're not going to see that. So I'm just going to open that back up. And I've just thought, before you feed that through, you want to add your pattern layers. So if, like me, you've got these ones here, you see there, cover the back, and it just finishes off that detail. So I've got two of those, so I'm going to get them all stuck down. Okay, so that's all stuck down now, and I've just added the hole again, so now I can just thread through those rice lights. The hot glue gun is on. Okay, so that's now all in place, and then I'm just going to add some hot glue, just over that, and then push that through and just let that stand so you can see. Just hold it in place until the glue completely sets. And now I'm going to add some glue on the back of the pad here, so they can still open it from the other side, and we'll just stick that one. So that's all nicely concealed, and again just close that all off like so, and just check that it all stands. It looks so cool. So now I want to do some more decoration. So I've got the 5 and I've got my sentiment there, which is going to sit just like so. The 5's going to go there, but I want to get some leaves, and I just want to just add a bit more now to this to finish it all off. So that's everything all stuck down. I think it looks fantastic. So pleased with this one. I've used the flowers from the set as well. That's the centres. And then I've just cut those in white, and you've got the smaller one there. You've also got the little fairy there and the butterfly as well. And also, if you've got this older set, which was my double slider set, these frames here you could put on the top as well. If I just grab the die, I mean, you can see what you get in the set here. But if you play around with those, You could have the fairy flying. It's like an enchanted little kind of garden, miniature gardens. I used to make them when I was smaller. In fact, I won a competition as well. Anyway, totally digressing. But there you have it, a really lovely keepsake and just a special and fun card. You know, I like to make things a little bit different, so I hope people enjoy this style that I've got to share with you. As always, I will link everything in the description box below. I'll have a playlist with all of the other display cards. If you've enjoyed today and you're not subscribed to my channel, make sure you subscribe, but hit that notification bell. That way you'll be notified when I upload something new. And as always, thank you for watching. See you all again soon. Bye.